Luckett go?
He vanished. He was there. Now he's not there. What happened?
He didn't want to
usually
dance.
Kick Luckett off? Well, we're here. Drew Franklin, Tyler Thompson, Rosie Boo 65, Captain Crash 20. There he is. Would you run off and dance for a little bit with the intro music going? We lost you, pal.
Whenever I hit this cord that's sitting right here, the mic just unplugs, and then I can't get back on unless I get out. It's a real pain. Poor Derek Terry on the last Pump It Up. Internet went out. Then my mic went out. He was just there for 6 minutes talking about MLB drafts. I couldn't get back in the podcast. It was a quite the eventful night at the Luckett House when that was going on.
No, what's KSR without technical difficulties? We live with difficult technicals. We also live with Country Boy Brewing, our proud sponsor here at KSR's Happy Hour every Thursday at 4 o'clock. There we go. I am not partaking. I'm not sure about what I have here. I made an espresso in like a pod and then just put it on ice. I don't think it's meant to be served that way. Here.
You can have ice espresso.
All right.
Yeah.
There's no sugar or anything. Yeah, it's got some caffeine. That's what I need. But I would like to have a Country Boy. Is that the lemonade lager? That's another summertime delight.
It is. Yes.
Tell us about it. Look at that. Show that thing off.
3 left in the fridge. It's a lager brewed with lemons and ginger. 4.5 ABV, a perfectly nice little light summer treat. So
yeah, you can have one of those and it won't derail your day. Check out Country Boy. As I said, longtime sponsors here. We love them in Lexington. You can find them elsewhere at Kroger's, Total Wines, Liquor Barns. In Lexington, they're on Chair Avenue at the OG Tap Room. Out at Georgetown, they have the big fancy tap room where we have recently put our big KSR radio show on the books. We'll announce that later. That'll be like year 10 of that, it feels like. But I always had a long-time partnership with Country Boy. We love them, and Tyler will be partaking on this show. Enjoy your lemonade lager. Also, not quite as long as the Country Boy partnership, but Parlor, they've also been linking up with KSR for quite some time now. Parlor Pizza, check them out. They're popping up everywhere. Got a couple of them in Louisville. Again, I drove by the one downtown just the other day. I've got the one out by me in Hamburg, just getting closer and closer. That should be open soon. The one on Harrodsburg Road's been there for a while. As these two know, we're efforting a live happy hour on down the road once the new one gets built. So the connection with Parlor will only get stronger, and we're looking forward to doing that. We'll announce that later when the date is officially official and they're open. But check out Parlor Pizza. Great stuff.
I discovered we have missed an important P. It's Parlor Pizza and Pints.
Pints.
Oh,
Can't forget the pints.
I've been there many times only for the pints. Didn't even get the pizza. So we can't forget the pints. Thanks for correcting me there.
They are popping up everywhere because there was one in J-Town that was built in Louisville. That was built right before we moved into this house. And then I think they've built 3 in Lexington since that day. So like in the last 3 years, they're really popping up. So Parlor Pizza and Pints.
There you go.
Showing up everywhere now.
Pints.
Richmond is, I don't know Louisville very well. Well, like when you name drop neighborhoods, how close is that to you? Is that something? Is this gonna be like a routine for the Lucketts? Is it close enough?
Well, it would have been if we would have stayed in that old house. Like it was just a mile, probably a mile away. But it just opened a little too late. It took over another pizza place that was in that spot for a long time. But yeah, I know a lot of people that's still in that area that like it a lot. They go there. That has it has a great patio. I don't know if all of them are like this, but the patio on the one in J-Town, people seem to be a pretty big fan of.
Parlor Pizza, Pints, and Patios.
There you go. Another P. All the P's.
Well, let's get to it. I saw another new friend. Where'd she go? Holly, you in here? Yeah, Holly's here. I like our regulars. Matty G, although has he changed up his name there?
We got Russell Coyne from California. Go Big Blue.
Heck yeah. Get in here. Yeah, give us your comments. We'll read them throughout the show. I see them coming in already as we're getting started here. Another KSR happy hour on the old YouTube device. We'll start with a little La Familia news. We've been talking about it a long time. It's getting closer and closer. I think we officially have our roster. Are we going to believe that that's final, the one that they put out?
It's getting a little close to not be final. I know that they were trying to get a few more big names, but the closer we get to Saturday at noon and the less we hear about it, the more I think we're just sticking with what we got. So it's all right. I think Marcus Lee was a great addition. I think, he's still playing professionally overseas. So that'll give some more height to the backcourt alongside Willie. And they're used to playing with each other over 10 years ago. So I like it.
Between Willie, Marcus Lee, Archie, Chris Coffey, and Khalil Whitney, I don't know how good we'll be overall, but we're dunking on some people. Those guys still have some bounce. Chris Coffey was dunking on the Ville last year when he played for Sideline Cancer. I know Marcus Lee hadn't lost his springs. So I don't know about the guard play and how it all will gel with them just getting here together. But I think we might at least cram on a few people. Hopefully the Ville coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a bully ball. La Familia is going to be playing bully ball this weekend. You need like availability reports just to know. Can we get a transaction wire? They have the transaction wires in some leagues.
Yeah.
I feel like you need that to keep up with what's going on.
Our guy Mario is currently at their practice. I thought about calling him and just having him hop on the happy hour. Like, just give us some updates. Show us. Want me to? I'll text him. But
yeah, why not?
In the meantime, they practiced yesterday against Kentucky. What's kind of like with La Familia, what Kentucky had available. Our guy Jack Pilgrim had scoop on KS board. As expected, Cam Williams was out. He's been out, been rolling around on a scooter and a boot. Still no Big Frank. Justin McBride was missing from this one. Did they give a reason? Do we know why? Or
Jack just said he's been sick. Like, apparently he's been sick for the past week. I don't know if he had the cyclosporosis or spirasis, whatever you had.
Lettuce.
Yeah.
He's been eating that lettuce.
Stay away from the lettuce.
I think the salad buffet in Vegas took him down. But regardless, Kentucky was shorthanded against this shorthanded La Familia team. But they did scrimmage. It's always fun, if nothing else, just to get the guys old and new together. It was a 20-minute scrimmage. My main takeaway is that Mark Pope put a little full court pressure on the old guys. I just feel like that was completely uncalled for, but it added to the fun. I don't know what we can take away in a 20-minute scrimmage between guys in their mid-30s and our new Kentucky team that just got together. But Tyler, did anything in particular stand out to you in Jack's reporting?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you can't take away too much from 20 minutes and given the age difference. But I was glad that UK won by double digits, at least. Barely. I think it was 11 was the difference in points. There was like some concern that Malachi didn't own the one-on-one with Willie Cauley-Stein a little bit more, but I don't read too much into that. I mean, maybe Malachi is just like, oh my God, it's Willie Cauley-Stein. I grew up idolizing Willie Cauley-Stein. Maybe he was a little starstruck. So I'm not reading too much into it. It sounds like the rest of the guys played well. I think Alex Wilkins was a standout. So Jack's got a ton more in his practice report, scrimmage report. So you should get on KS board and check it out.
There was a part about Momcilovic couldn't hit shots. I'm glad BBN didn't overreact like we're known to do. It was probably like 2 shots that didn't go in
20 minutes.
Yeah, I read that sentence and thought, oh no, that'll get people worked up. Heard quite the opposite the rest of the summer with Milan Momcilovic, including Pope on the air and off the air with KSR, just raved about how good he has looked. So looking forward to that. He's going to be everything we thought he'd be when they added him. Luckett, I know you're our football guy. Baseball's been keeping you busy lately. We have a big topic on both those sports coming up in a minute. But will you get into La Familia at all? It's fine. It's fine. It won't hurt anybody's feelings. It's on a Saturday at noon.
That silence spoke volumes right there.
You got kids. Y'all probably have stuff going on. We get it.
I will be doing some blogging ahead of SEC Media Days on Saturday, and it may get on the iPad over the British Open. May.
It's on Fox. I mean, this is on like network television. You could watch it with an antenna.
I say all that, dude. I love the Elam endings, though. The Elam endings are awesome. I almost like just text me when the Elam ending is in place, and then maybe I'll flip over. I mean, I don't even know what the format is. I know they've was it best of 3, and then there's only less teams this year than they're. Don't they usually do
they split it into like an alumni team side of the bracket and then just like a normal people side of the bracket. And the normal teams, so like not alumni, they are in a bracket in Vegas playing each other. And then the alumni teams are playing each other. Each first round is a best of 3 series. So they're really banking on the Kentucky-Louisville rivalry here.
See, you saying all that, I just why? This is just too hard to understand. What's going on?
Because they won at least 2 games between the Ville and La Familia. I think that's the answer, if I had to guess. But
they keep changing the format to get that matchup. That's their cash cow.
Well, Drew, if you go to a game, I want you to wear a helmet, please.
I will be there. I will be there. Back in the day, I remember watching this. I think I was one of like 10 people that watched it. It had just random people off the street in it. Dave Portnoy had the Barstool team in it where like it was just the Barstool guys. I think they might have had Brian Scalabrine, but it'd be like if KSR had a team and I'm just out there passing it to Luckett and he's lobbed it to Roush. And now it's become
our team would be pretty good. Like if we ever did a media versus media thing, I think our team would be good. I mean, Steven hit a one-handed three while holding the camera in his other hand in front of the La Familia team on
he's our Milan.
Yeah.
Steven Momchilovich peak.
Why don't you flex real quick back there, Steven? Tell us about that. I know Tyler just said it, but take your victory lap. How did you end up with the ball in the first place?
You know, you always keep your head on a swivel. If any loose ball that gets near the camera crew, I'm gonna pounce on it. So I was trying to get Jack to take a shot because I was holding the camera in my hand, but he didn't want to do it. So I was like, all right, I'll just pull, and it got lucky. It rattled in, but nobody had video of it. So we could just be lying.
Yeah.
Did you do a celebration or like anything?
I was pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was cool. Jack came over and gave me a big high five. It's always cool to win Jack's approval. So that meant a lot to me.
We're all just trying to win Jack's approval each day. This isn't KSR hyping up one of our own. Steven is a bucket. His jumper's smooth. It almost always goes in. He takes a shot at every arena he goes in. He only needs one. You still play like pickup games in Louisville. You have to be the go-to guy.
It would be an honor to wear the La Familia jersey. Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamed.
What would KSR's name be?
That's a good question.
Knuckleheads.
Blog Familia.
Yeah, I like that.
Facts are optional.
Well, on that, if we want to be the Knuckleheads, we could add Andy Bashir. He could be one of our players. That's
Governor
not on our board here, but I'll add it since it's a bit of a newsy topic. He did not like Mitch Barnhart's original golden parachute, and it turns out he does not like the new version of it either. We had more critical comments from the governor today about Mitch's $3.2 million agreement.
Sounds right.
He makes a good point. You know, a lot of people try to make it political, and there probably is some politicizing this. But, you know, if Eli can go out and just get $3.2 million from private money to pay Mitch, it sure would be nice if he would do that for all the other deficits they have there over at UK. So that's what the governor had to say. Poor Mitch. We can leave the governor talk out of it. He is not going away quietly. I know it's not his fault.
Even when I think he's trying, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out Andy's angle here. Is it just to call out corruption and try to be more transparency? Excuse me.
It is a bad look when they're cutting people and people aren't getting raises and they're talking about how broke they are, and then they're just privately raising money. It's like, can you not privately raise money for the more important issues? So that was the governor's main point. But Mitch is just trying to get away and eat his hay and let Jay Batt take over. And man, this just keeps popping up.
Did he retire, or was he asked? Like, to me, it almost reads like, did he retire, or was he like, leave and we'll pay you your contract?
He's got like a part-time job now just to fundraise. It's so.
This is terrible. Sorry.
Technically, he will be doing something to make that money. But do we really think that he will do anything, or is that just a title?
Right. It just reads like they're just paying out what they owed him, right? Like,
Yeah.
I guess what they agreed to.
Yeah.
I find it interesting he's hired to fundraise, but like you could just not give him $3.2 million. That'd be a great start at fundraising. It's almost like they're creating this big hole for him to just climb out of it by fundraising once a week. Whatever.
Fill this big hole that we created for you. Yeah. Meanwhile, Andy's just getting more. He's like bringing everybody together with their hatred of the Mitch Barnhart contract. So I don't know if that was his goal, but it's working. So
yeah, I don't know about you all. I'm just ready to move on from that. Like,
yeah.
Let's just go. Like, it's J Bad is starting in 12 days, I think.
Yeah.
A new, like we're at talking season essentially. So this is really the start to me of like the next UK athletics year for us. Like everyone's moved on to like, we're getting ready for this next year's team. So like football, basketball, baseball, all the women's basketball, all these sports, get ready for that. Can we just like move forward now? Like, it just feels like this is just the thing with like, we cannot turn this page, even though we've been trying to turn it for I don't know, months now. It feels like
Eternity.
Well, we were in our little website group chat. I was writing a paragraph about mogging and orofarming and glazing. I was trying to be hip, and then Luckett sends the link, and Tyler's like, "You got this." It's like another Mitch Barnhart post. Can we all just put this behind us? But it was newsy.
Wait, I know what glazing is. What's
Yeah,
what was the other one? What's the other
Orofarming. Yeah, you'll see it. I've got it scheduled to go up around 6.
no,
Wait,
we got to get our
tease.
Urban Dictionary out.
That's what I was on. I was doing 2026 slang words that from as a 41-year-old. But then the Mitch thing popped up. I had to pause that. I wanted to go back to mogging, and I think I wrote the word delulu and mid and sus. Yeah, I'm targeting a new audience. Anyway, I'm getting way off track. Holly says I need a blue raz. It sounds like I had a blue raz with the nonsense I'm spewing. So let's move on. Recruiting news. It'd be nice if Jack or Zach could have joined us, but they're very busy down there in North Augusta, South Carolina. I always want to say Georgia with it being Augusta, but it's just across the state line. Peach Jam, it's the biggest recruiting event of the year. I've been there many years. I actually miss going. It's so much fun. If nothing else, just for the people watching, because every coach you can think of will be down there. I don't think Pope's down there today. He was going to be there this morning, and I believe he called a Omaha, but will be there eventually. I don't think he's there yet. But Cody Figure's there. Mo Williams has been seen around. They're following everybody. They've been already watched Ryan Hampton, who's a UK commit this morning. Several others, Jack and Zach. It's fun. You kind of you're watching the players to evaluate, but their purposes are more to watch the coaches, to watch who they're watching. Yeah. So it's a lot of just keeping up with everything going on down there. Games all day long at the Riverview something center.
Activity center.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
But the big news, anything about basketball recruiting, we finally got the confirmation from Jamal Crawford. He will not be taking the assistant coaching job. I think this had become pretty clear as time went on. Even Pope pretty much alluded to it on his KSR interview last week, but it's now official thanks to Jack. I think just going up and asking him, Tyler, Jamal Crawford is not taking it. Not this time around.
Yeah, I mean, look at you and Jack just breaking news left and right. I love it. Big week for KSR, the website. Yeah, like you said, this was the writing was already on the wall. And Pope even said in that interview last week that Jamal's got a pretty sweet gig with NBC to do NBA broadcasting. I think he's got 2 more years on that. And the timing, it sounds like, just wasn't right. And I kind of already moved on from that. So when today's news came out, it was nice to get an official word from Jamal Crawford that he wasn't coming, but fans still seemed a little surprised, which kind of caught me by surprise. I thought we had all kind of buried that and gone on, but I guess it was just one final, it's not happening. So, and it would have been cool, but it sounds like, Pope probably has a plan in mind, whether that's just shifting people around on his current staff or trying to find somebody who specializes in international prospects and knows that route and that kind of pool better to kind of make that a pipeline for Kentucky moving forward. But I wasn't surprised, to say the least. It would have been neat, but oh well.
Luckett, what do you make of, he's probably at this point just going to slide someone over. I mean, Ryan Lemon dropped that scoop before he left for Hilton head vacation. I see that regardless of who the person is, as like, how do you leave that spot open that long and then do it? It almost looks like you're taking an L with the optics of it. I mean, how do you see it?
It almost looks like you put all their eggs in this basket like they have done in the Pope era a lot of times. And sometimes it doesn't play out. And so, so that's I just find it interesting like that he would enter this big stretch without it. Like, I mean, most of the work's done now. You'd like to have, I guess, you're starting this 2027, 28 push for these prospects with PGM. So you would like to have them there, but maybe he is there. He's been, that person has been working the entire time.
Right. If Nick Robinson is on the court watching these guys, then we'll know, right? Because in his current role, he can't. So that could be something. I'm sure Jack or Zach could speak better to it. But if he's in a picture at one of these events, then that could be the answer right there. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and it's like the Mo Williams hire was very interesting, and I feel like that's getting applauded. But all of his other moves have just been Pope betting on what he knows, potentially, right? Like Keegan Brown, established working relationship, and then like if he promotes Nick Robinson, who wasn't he on the bench assistant at BYU.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just shifted into this director of ops role at Kentucky, but he'll just be. So even after like this disappointing year, he's kind of just betting on continuity. The old Mark Stoops phrase, but like he's betting on what he knows, and so we'll see how that plays out. But it's weird just because how I feel like just how from a public perception standpoint, Mo Williams was just approval ratings very high for him, even though we don't really know a ton about him yet, just a little bit, but it's just interesting that was the only change he made. We thought there would be a lot more. I thought coaching staff wise, but the only changes really were Mo Williams and Keegan Brown.
Yeah, from a team that was 9th in the SEC, you lost 2 assistants and added 1. I mean, it's, I guess, whatever you think of Mo Williams, you're almost running it back with down a seat, really, Keegan Brown being on the GM end. To just go this long to not add anyone, I think that's a bad look, but that looks like what it might be, and it's not my seat that's warming up. So I wish him well. I want it to work out. I just hate that it looks like if whoever it is, they're going to tell us what a great hire it was, then you could go, well, why didn't you do it in April before the transfer portal?
I would just like to have like legitimate truth serum for the parties involved. Like, okay, when did you offer Jamal Crawford this job?
Yeah.
And when did he say no? And then probably why did it take so? Like, can you not get an answer before then? Like, what happened? What happened here? Because it feels like that's just something you would want. You would want somebody in that chair for the period of the calendar they went through without that person.
Just the sheer numbers of like being able to watch all of these guys at the various events happening this weekend, like whether it's the 2 courts at Peach Jam, the 3 SSB up in Rock Hill. I think there's some event in Louisville that's happening. So just being able to cover all of those bases and like in numbers wise would be very useful. So that's why I say like that's a good thing to keep in mind. If it really is Nick Robinson, they might as well just throw him out there now and just, hey, you go watch this. I'm going to go here. You go there. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, let's not have the like a version of the GM thing just hovering around the team all year.
Yeah,
this is pick your guy, pick your fighter, and let's just go.
Yeah.
Nick Robinson's doing a lot already. He's the director of basketball ops. He's part of the 4-team GMs. He was supposed to be doing camps. I mean, now he's going to be an assistant coach.
Yeah,
this man's
That's
going to do
a lot
it
to
all.
put on your business
We got
card.
Superman.
Who's the next NBA 6th man of the year that Mark Pope's going to try to hire?
Let's just keep chasing him down.
What's Lou Williams doing nowadays? What's he up to?
Keldon Johnson. He just won it.
Did he win 6th man of the year?
Just this past year.
Oh, yeah.
We can hook him up with a nice farm. He can have a ranch in
Yeah.
Texas and a horse farm in Kentucky.
I think Tyler Hero's got a 6th man of the year in his trophy closet.
Just keep away from Bam. Just
Yeah. I see we have someone, Jason from Germany. It's got to be our farthest traveled for a KSR happy hour that I know of. Thanks for joining us in Germany. What time is it in Germany, Jason? Leave us a comment. Let us know how it's going. Thanks for joining us. Let's see what else.
Awesome.
Someone said you should hire Mario. We pretty much already have Mario. There he is.
Mario's got to learn to watch his tweets if he's going to be on Kentucky
Yeah.
staff. Although
Poor
Mo
Mario.
Williams does have a history of tweeting out the wrong things. So
Oh, love me some Mario.
I heard Mario likes the eyeball emojis.
He does. And did you all see Mario's photo shoot?
yes, so my question with that is, does he know what the composition book is?
I don't
Like,
think
yes,
so.
it's just a notebook. But in my mind, I'm like, does he even know that was a standard thing back in the day? Or did he just pick that up as a prop? And he looked great. We love you, Mario. Very studious, very luxurious.
Back in the day when the parents or when the teachers would send your parents the school shopping list, it had to be the composition notebook.
I hated that notebook.
Me too.
Couldn't bend it. It was just all.
Well, if
Every two
anyone's
pencils.
left-handed, you know it is impossible to write that thing as a left-hander. It's like working
true.
against you. You have to like hold it up with your right hand. It was rough growing up as a left-hander. Scissors, composition notebooks, desk at school. It's a right-hander's world, and we were forgotten as elementary school students. I did miss my Trapper Keeper though, as Jeff Drummond says, Team Trapper Keeper. Jeff, you can text me during the show.
Yeah.
You're
Did
not
you
a
all
bother
hear
at all.
We had these in high school. They were desks but the table would move and you could fold. They were in
Yes.
college too. I remember
Yeah.
I always had those, and I'll be like, this would suck if I was left-handed.
Yeah.
I think they only had we had them in our study hall. I remember the auditorium where we'd have study hall, and there was only I don't know 5 or 6 of them in there, and then so you'd have to go sit at the wherever they were. Yeah, that would Southpaws.
Also, writing on a dry erase board, you just erase everything you just wrote as you go across. It just ends up on your hand, and then nothing's there.
Is there a strategy for that? There's got to be.
You gotta angle it a little bit.
Yeah, you can't have your forearm right there. It's got to be
right.
Yeah.
But we're more creative, they say. Holly, both of her sons are lefties. Hi, Holly. Glad to have you. I think I already.
Yeah, my Otis is a lefty. He's a strong lefty.
Got a little pitcher in the future, maybe quarterback.
We'll see.
Speaking of pitchers and quarterbacks, how about this transition? What about the big news yesterday? The pony. He arrived. He reported on camp. He's got a photo now with UK Athletics. Matt Ponatoski is in Lexington. I saw a Cincinnati reporter put out that he still hasn't decided. So I guess in theory he could backtrack and still go MLB. But he is on campus with the football team, and at least as of yesterday and last we've heard, planning to be a Wildcat, and they're planning on him being a Wildcat. Luckett, we'll start on the football end. Just how big is that for Will Stein and that class and getting a 4-star QB on campus?
Yeah, I mean, the start of training camp is 3 weeks, or maybe less than 3 weeks now. It's that first full week of August. So, they start legitimate full football practice just around the corner. They're doing their OTAs where they'll get out there and kind of have a mini practice type thing on the field. So they're already doing stuff. Obviously, most freshmen, I think they typically move in June, first or second week of June. So they've been here for a month. Everyone breaks for the 4th of July, but they've been here a couple weeks. So obviously it was important to get him on campus just for that. But you look at that room, who's the backup quarterback this year? It's pretty wide open. And I think you would probably say, well, Ponatoski's the most talented of the people in that competition. So I think there's a legitimate chance where if he gets there and kind of picks things up pretty fast, he could show up on that depth chart, right? That week 1 depth chart when the season starts against Youngstown State. So getting in there, a big deal. Really good prospect. Just fascinating to see. It's assuming he doesn't sign with the Reds, he stays. Just how does he go about this? Because it's one thing to play football, it's another thing to try to play quarterback and then also try to play baseball. It's going to be interesting to see just how he manages it really this first year, and then does a decision have to be made after that first year if you want to do this, that, or the other. But there have been quarterbacks in the past that have gone through spring practice and still played on their baseball team. John Rice Plumlee, who was a quarterback at UCF, did that. So it's been done. I don't think I would advise it, but if you want to keep it alive for a little bit longer, you can do that. So I don't remember any athlete at Kentucky really ever doing what he's going to try to do long term. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
So
Shane Boyd did it. Didn't Shane Boyd do it for a little while? I don't know how long he stuck with baseball, but he gave it a run as playing both.
There was a receiver around the time I was in school.
Yeah.
What was his name from Georgia? Brian Adams, maybe?
That's it.
And he played football, I think, for a year and then did baseball full time after that. But he did for 1 year, pretty sure.
So what is he just basically, he's in Lexington, he's enrolled maybe. Is he just letting the Reds, if they want to get one final offer in, they can? Is this a little bit of a game of chicken? I'm going to go to Lexington. If you all want to give me one more offer, you can. If not, I'm a Wildcat.
From my understanding is most of that probably has to do with the Reds got these other players that they want to sign. So that they're only going to offer so much. So maybe he does have a figure if you can get here, I'll sign with you.
Yeah.
But is it even feasible?
Right. I'm sure he's got a pretty compelling NIL package at UK. So
yes.
But it would be crazy if the Reds came back with a number that he was okay with and he was just all right, bye guys. Remember that UK photo? Never mind.
Yeah, he's there. He reported. He's ready to go.
He's got the little UK pin on in his picture.
He's got the UK pin on. Well, now you can't leave if you're wearing the little pin.
They gave him a pin, man.
So leave aside if let's just assume he's completely locked in, which I think he is. Luckett, do you think we'll see much of a baseball career? Do you think he'll be one of the few to ever pull off doing both?
I think he'll do both for a year, and then I think he'll have to make a decision. That would be my guess.
It's been a busy couple weeks, maybe even just week, 10 days for UK baseball. I know it's not one of our topics here, but you weren't with us on the happy hour last week, so let's dig back into a little bit older news on that. The draft went very well with Tyler Bell, second highest pick ever for UK, going 10th. But how about the returning players? I mean, we're going to be stacked?
Let me just tell y'all this. MLB draft is 20 rounds long. I was not prepared. That was I was like, oh my gosh, this is long.
The draft is your thing.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I'm not prepared for this. I was not mentally prepared for that. But yes, I don't think it was like exactly how you would draw it up, but if someone presented Kentucky that scenario of everything that would happen pre-draft, they would have, I think, signed it right there on the dotted line and not look back. Like you get Grayson Willoughby here. You know, your freshman pitchers are always, we'll see, but he projects as a guy that could be like a frontline SEC starter for you, which is what everyone's looking for. So that obviously is a big deal. They've got all of their kind of borderline guys back in Hudson Brown, Ethan Hindle, and Jace Tarnish. Tarnish was probably the biggest surprise because the expectation was he was just going to sign. So that ended up working out in Kentucky's favor. And it helped them overcome a couple losses that they had in the draft. I think, like, you look at Kentucky, their lineup's got a chance to be pretty good. I mean, like, pretty impressive. I think offensively they could be a real problem for teams. And then pitching, we'll see. I think bullpen is probably in a better position than it was, but starting pitching, they lost Jelkin, and trying to replace him that's going to be a question mark. I think if Willoughby's ahead of schedule at all, you're probably in really, really good shape, but you have to see how that plays out. But overall, like, you leave feeling pretty good about where Kentucky is going to be. And like to Drew's point, on paper, they look like a legit top 25 team, and a couple things go their way. They could be a team where, you know, we look up in April, May, where you like, this team's got a real chance to make it to Omaha.
Seamus in the comments says Pookie Jones played both football, quarterback, and baseball for multiple seasons.
Right.
So there you go. Not many, though. That was a while ago, but that is a good addition from the comments.
Jeff Drummond had a good note. He said MLB teams cannot negotiate with players once they take a class. So he just may be leaving the door open until that point. And they used to send scouts into classroom buildings trying to offer one last figure before they started school. So that would be interesting.
Imagine you have that job.
Yeah, just walking around on campus.
You want to go to this class, or you want to sign this paper and make me?
Yeah.
I still go to campus occasionally for lunch, and I feel like the oldest man. Like, just walking around there. I know people go back to school and they're older. I'm not trying to call anyone out, but everyone there looks like they're 10 years old to me, and I'm like, God, I just want to get out of here. I shouldn't be on a college campus. So I can't imagine a scout rolling in trying to recruit some 18-year-old while he's taking history or something. Glad times have changed on that. Back to football. Luckett. One of the best times of the year is ahead. You're heading to media days. Talking season isn't quite actual football season. We much prefer when they get on the field, start hitting each other. But media days, having been a couple times, it's pretty damn fun. And you and Luckett are heading there soon to hear from Will Stein, who, Kentucky used to get the treatment on the back end. Will Stein going to be up front. You excited to get down there and hear from Stein at his first media day and see all your old media friends?
Yeah, I am. To me, this is like the unofficial kickoff of the season. Once we get to media days, it's like, okay, like we're in the season routine at this point, pretty much. Like, not all the way, but like 75 to 80%. And so that's obviously exciting. There's also an excitement level, Drew, because there's some unknown. Like, we don't really know how Stein's going to be at this event. We have an idea, kind of like how he's handled the rest of the offseason, but we don't really know. And then, like, it's also a spark too, where how people will talk about Kentucky, because they are kind of a little bit unknown. And day one, I don't ever remember them ever going on day one, and so that'll be new. That'll be new too. So definitely excited to get down there. Excited to talk to some people and really see what people kind of think from the outside, right? Like we can get lost in our bubble a little bit, not just on Kentucky, but on some other things. That's one of my favorite things about media days. You can just talk to people about stuff that they're maybe closer to that you aren't, or stuff that you're closer to that they aren't, vice versa. Really just a big old football convention, which you can't beat.
Yeah, Stein has had some swag locally. For instance, when he went on KSR, Matt was like, worried about the schedule, and he told Matt, if you're scared, go to church. They got to play us. Do we think he keeps that same energy when he's there in front of all the big J's and the other schools being around?
Yeah, I'm interested. Like he had a quote during his introductory press conference, but it was basically like, I'm here to win championships. I'm not here to be mediocre. I'm pulling it up right now. It said, the vision's really simple. It's to win. It's to win. I didn't come here to be average. I didn't come here to be mediocre. I came here to win and win championships. So, yeah, that would obviously rattle some cages if he ripped, because there was a line like Clark Lee said he was going to win a national championship at Vanderbilt. I remember his first one. And will he deliver something like that, and see that, because that'll get people talking for sure.
I hope he does.
We hope he does, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's fun. Why not?
Yeah, just pull a Signetti. Just walk in there. Tennessee sucks. Florida sucks.
To be the new Indiana, so why not? We got to get him and Beamer, button heads.
That should be his opening statement. Just saying all these teams sucks. Questions.
Lane Kiffin sucks. Next question. But I feel like we're going to hear he's going to play all the hits that we've heard. He's going to talk about his dad and how his dad played for Kentucky and how he wanted to walk on at Kentucky and then went to Louisville, and the Brom angle and Charlie Strong and, Dan Lanning. We're going to hear all of that.
Was that true? Didn't know that. So I think, he's going to play the hits that we've heard. Right.
But he's so charming. And I really do hope he goes in with the swagger, and because, he's young. He's the second youngest coach in Power 4. Like that alone is fun. And that event can get stale. I mean, by day 4, you are just kind of limping in there. And I think it's interesting how they kind of shook up the appearance. Like they've got Kiffin going on Thursday, which probably is just to keep people around. So maybe if a lot of people leave by Thursday. So like to your point, that's probably done on purpose. Like we don't need a whole stir caused here, Lane. I mean, you can just go on. I think Sark's on Thursday too. Yeah, who's also been pretty outspoken this offseason. Yeah, outside of Stein, who are you most looking forward to hearing from?
Summerall. Like I'm.
Yeah,
I just want to talk. Like ask him some questions about Kentucky and all of that, and I'm most interested to talk to him and talk to some of the Florida people about just like what are the expectations, or what is kind of the first impressions of him. So I would say Summerall is probably the one.
So he goes on Wednesday.
I know Stein's first. Do we know like an actual time people need to be looking out? What time they get that going? I believe they just put out the order and not actual times on it, but it'll be on SEC Network and all over KSR. Rosie Boo asked who the players are. Rosie, they are sending quarterback Kenny Minchie, and then the two of the Kentucky guys, Ty Bryant and Willie Rodriguez. So we'll get to hear from QB1 really for the first time. Also, Ty's a great leader. He's been a great talker for a long time. I think he'll give good interviews. I've hosted KSR where he was a guest, even before the regime change. He's been a good one to listen to. It'll be interesting to hear from him, not as a new player, so same with Willie, but going from Stoops and how things are different and all that. So it'll be really exciting Monday morning whenever they get up there.
Mark Story made a good point that Will Stein's already kind of going in a different direction than Stoops, because Stoops never took a new transfer to media days. And so Kenny Minchie will be the first incoming transfer to represent Kentucky at media days. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but it makes sense. He's your quarterback. So
yep, new era. Luckett also has other responsibilities. Not only will he be podcasting and writing and challenging coaches like he did Nick Saban, but he also has to keep Nick Roush under control. I've been there with Nick Roush. He is. It's like taking your dog on the neighborhood without a leash. You got to keep eyes on him. You can't let him go too far. Nick will do a great job. Nick's a hard worker. He will put out a ton of content, but he will also stay out till 2 a.m. and he will be getting into little things like when he asked Mark Stoops when he's going to come home with the ball.
Or ask him if he's motivated on the big stage.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that one. I mean, it is. I know you get excited and you love it, but it's truly like outside of Derby, it's where Nick Roush loves to be. Are you prepared for that part of the job of keeping him in line and out of trouble?
Yeah, if I have any problems, I'll just send him over there to SEC Mike's table.
Oh Lord,
Just go over there and talk to them for an hour.
What kind of headwear are we expecting from Roush here? So he did the cowboy hat in Nashville, and
he had
Dallas.
he had a hat on for 11 personnel, and even my wife was like, "What is he wearing?"
Was it? It's got to be a bucket hat, right?
Yeah, I think it was like like an American flag bucket hat. I think is what it was.
He's going to have some interesting headwear in Tampa. The fact that it's in Tampa is kind of interesting too. Are you all going to go to Ybor City and?
I think that's right where we're staying. Yeah,
we're going to Tampa. Can you power?
Every time I hear Ybor City, I hear Ryan Lemon saying it on the radio show in my head. So.
Tampa's like the one big Florida city I haven't been to, so walking in a little blind. Yeah, but I think Roush is actually he's there right now. Like he's in St. Pete, so he's spending 2 weeks
scouting out the.
I told him like by the end, you're not going to know what's going on.
Florida he's going to turn into Florida man. Yeah,
he's coming back with a tattoo. He's coming back with a tattoo. Is he just staying down there and the wife and Brooke and the kids are leaving him, or is he coming back and going back?
I think they're heading home like when we start. I think is how it works out. I think.
Oh, so he's truly just doing a full 2-week Florida
trip. To Florida.
I told him, I said like the worst part about like whenever you leave vacation or a long work trip is like you break the routine, right?
Yes.
Like
he's not going to know what his routine was.
Like day 4, day 5, no matter if I'm on vacation or I'm in Morgantown for 17 days, I'm always like, I just want to get back so I can get on my routine. Like that's the worst part. And he's going to be routineless for 2 weeks. So who knows what kind of state of mind he's going to be in come when we get to Tuesday, Wednesday there in Tampa.
If he had hair, I would expect him to get like cornrows like people do on vacation and maybe a little back tattoo. He's going to have an airbrush T-shirt for media days.
I'm interested to see how hard he leans into this beat Bama. Like, I think he might just ask everyone, how much is Kentucky going to beat Bama by?
We're going to get him on if he's scared.
Feinbaum, yeah. Oh, God.
What other than keeping up with Roush? What are some of your favorite media day memories? You have the famous Nick Saban moment. I think it's your first media day. Anything else stand out, whether work related or play?
Me and you had a good time at Legends.
Yeah.
I do remember us going to the Barstool. I think Drew paid $100 for a bucket of beers.
5 beers in it too. Couldn't even get a sixer.
You remember 5 buckets, so 500. I was like, wow.
Dallas, when we were in Dallas, it was 100 degrees every day. I mean, hot. And where we were staying was downtown. Like you could walk to it, but it wasn't close, right? A few blocks away. And I remember Roush, like Peter Burns wanted him on the Inside SEC, whatever the morning show. I can't think of the name. SEC This Morning. So he had to get up early to go down there. So I was like, okay, I'll pack up the car or whatever. So I pack up the car and then have to walk, and I'm just my shirt I'm wearing for the day is just drenched by the time I got there. So I was like, oh, everyone's like, are you okay? One guy asked Roush, is Luckett okay? What's going on? He was like, oh, he just had to like pack up all our stuff and then drive over here. So that's one I remember.
One thing while you're thinking, I won't be there, but the year in Nashville where we'd stay out, and he had that 7 a.m. radio show, and we'd hear roll call at 7 a.m. when we didn't really have to
6 a.m. local, like where we were, because we were central. Yeah.
He slept 2 hours and got up and did that. Oh, I remember wanting to go into his room and strangle him because we only got a few hours a night anyway.
Yeah, I forgot about that. No longer has to do that. I guess Peak will have to sneak off for a little roll call action.
That's right.
while we're there. But
at least it's in the afternoon now. He was doing it, as you said, 6 a.m. Central when we were out till 2. Wanted to murder him every morning.
And the other one that stands out was when the Texas-Oklahoma news dropped that they were moving to the SEC. That was what the? Everyone was just like, you see all the national people, they were running around like chickens with their heads cut off when that dropped, trying to like find Sankey and interview him. That was pretty crazy. Everyone just pivoted to that.
I used to go back in the day before you guys did. And then I remember we turned it over to Freddie and Nick. And my favorite thing that they would do is they had this lamp that the SEC had put near the tables for the reporters, and people would just trip over it all the time. So I really got a kick out of Freddie's lamp updates. So you'll have to give us some updates on some furniture, some things that are just inconveniently placed, because the behind the scenes stuff there is always funny because it's
every year we do a behind the scenes thread. So definitely check that out on KS Board this coming week. We'll keep you up to date. I'm sure there's some I'm sure we'll get into some shenanigans at one point or the other. But there's always something going on there. Like Atlanta last year, Beyonce was having this concert
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And I was like, what in the heck is going on over here?
There was people everywhere.
In Tampa. And like we couldn't I can't remember we were like stuck downtown because we couldn't really like what are we going to drive back to the where we were staying? Like you would have been traffic for 3 hours. So I think we just went and got dinner somewhere and hung out for a couple hours. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That was crazy. It was like a Monday night. Like it was like the place was just crazy for all these people people from everywhere going into the stadium.
You got caught up with the Beehive.
Seamus asks, are you planning any remotes from Tampa during SEC Media Days? I live in Pinellas County and would love to come over if you plan a public appearance. So maybe you guys can put something together. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's just hard because you go and then you've got to record and you got to figure. We don't really know what time we're going to get done, but we might get out somewhere and tell people where we're going one night. So maybe we can have a little meet and greet with the good BBN of Tampa area.
Still a quiet time in the UK sports world until next week, but there's some big sports going on currently. International stuff happening, including the World Cup. We'll wrap up this weekend. We have France versus England Saturday in the third place game. I love how international sports do third place games, like the Olympics, World Cup. There's a few others. Give us more content, more things to bet on, and make the teams that lost still have to stick around and play for the bronze. So I'll be looking forward to that. And then Argentina versus Spain on Sunday. Tyler, I know you were locked in as I was during Argentina-England. I can't go back through World Cup history of the best matches of all time, but that's got to be high on the list considering what was at stake and the people involved. Did you have as much fun as I did?
Absolutely. I mean, you had the two fan bases that just absolutely hate each other. And so from the start, it was just a tense environment, lots of cheering, booing, whatever. And then the first half was kind of meh. But then the second, it seemed like England was completely in control of the match. And then here comes Argentina, as they've done time and time and time again in the World Cup. I think they scored the 2 goals in 6 minutes. And then the match previous, they scored 3 in 20. It's just, if you had any doubt that Lionel Messi was the greatest of all time, I think that put it to bed. He's incredible. And he didn't even score, but that assist on the final goal, it was amazing. I mean, it's just amazing watching him do what he does. And this is probably going to be his last World Cup. So just enjoy it while you can. It's so much fun. I don't really care about either team, England or Argentina, but I'm definitely all in on Argentina now. I hope they give Spain a good game. Spain finally looked like the Spain that we thought they were going to be when they came into the World Cup. I think most people picked France to beat them in that semifinal, but they were the dominant team in that matchup. France kind of choked and disappeared. So it's going to be a really, really good match. I can't wait for it. And then the whole Messi, Lamine Yamal picture, the baby picture that's gone viral of Messi holding the baby, the Spanish star when he was, just a little kid. That picture was crazy. I put it on the Google Doc if you want to share it, Stephen. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, but just the coincidence of that is a really fun storyline. So
I have
excited.
several thoughts about that photo. Let's pull it
Yeah.
up. First of all, why was there a lottery for your baby to be in a bathtub with Lionel Messi?
It was like a charity calendar.
Yes.
And
that's
family
Messi with
won
the
it.
long hair. Go ahead.
And yeah, Messi, it was like one of his first years with Barcelona. And so he wasn't even really famous yet. He's not the Messi that we know now. So it's just an awkward picture. It's a charity thing. And there are a bunch more pictures. I don't know if they're in that same link, but like, Messi's holding him and his mom is in one of them. It's just kind of odd. So, but it's just wild that picture exists and that those two are going to play against each other on Sunday for the biggest title in soccer. It's awesome.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the baby in that photo is like one of Spain's best players. Like, again, why? What is a raffle to put your baby in a bathtub? Like,
who would you want your baby pictured in a bathtub with, Drew Franklin?
Yeah. Here, Drew, get in a bathtub. Tony Delk's gonna wash you for this photo. We want a raffle. It'd be like Malachi Moreno getting a photo with Willie, then they play in a La Familia scrimmage on down the road.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so weird to me, but it almost makes me think there's higher things going on in the world that those two would end up meeting in the World Cup final. Also, what a chunk of a baby that is to become a soccer star.
That's great. I think it's interesting. I read the New York Times story or the Athletic story about it, and they interviewed the photographer. And, she was like, Messi was really nervous and he's a shy guy anyway. But imagine back then he was super shy. And she was like, it took us a long time to get any shot that was worthwhile because he didn't want to put his hands into the little tub with the baby. And I'm like, I don't really blame him. It's a really awkward setup. Like, hello, child. I don't know. Let me put my hands in here. Like, it's weird. So, like, who would you pick to have bathe Avery like that?
Nobody. Get away from my baby.
You have to be Tom Hanks acting as Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
But then they have to star together 20 years from now in a movie. They have to come full circle, like these two are coming full circle. At some point, Messi needs to score a goal, and his celebration needs to go up and just scrub his back.
Bring out like a tub, and yeah. That'd be so weird.
When you brought it up, I was thinking about the third and fourth place thing. Imagine at some of these Final Fours when Kentucky lost, they had to come back on Monday and play a third place game. Like, imagine in 2015, you had to get up in Indy that Sunday or whenever, and you had to go, all right, Kentucky versus Michigan State, third place. Here we go.
And
no, absolutely
bragging
not.
rights with that? Like, who cares?
That's why I love it. Their fans are so disappointed they're not playing on Sunday, but no, show up and play each other anyway. You're not going home.
So, Stephen, you follow soccer more than we do. How much pride is there in that consolation game? Like, are the teams really going to play, or is it just like, okay, we're showing up to, have a Fox broadcast?
I think there's still some pride in trying to finish third. The 1990 England team is kind of known as the best England team since '66. They lost to Argentina in the semifinals. Also had to turn around and play a consolation game versus Italy, and they lost it 2-1. And I know that their fans were still kind of upset because they wanted to finish in third. I mean, I would hate to have to play Michigan State or even play VCU on a Sunday. I would hate that. I don't know how they stomach it, but I guess like for an event that only comes around once every 4 years, deciding who the third best team is there's some value to that, I guess.
And it doesn't have bearing on any kind of international standings or anything like that.
No, just pride.
Okay. Yeah,
and I don't know. I mean, maybe it would have been fun to have one more game with the 2015 group, but I don't know. I'm trying to imagine if that were the case, how I would feel. And I don't know that I could have been excited about it at all. But
yeah, imagine losing another one. You just took 2 L's in 3 days.
38-2.
I didn't consider they could lose. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, well, that's going on. I'll be tuned in. I hope they play, give it their all, because I've been locked into the World Cup. Absolutely see just about every minute that's happened, certainly since the knockout stage began. So I hope they play hard and give us another good one. Like I said, another thing to bet on. And then Sunday, we'll get into it. What do we make? I keep bringing this up, but that tweet from 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was,
Still
where the
in
guy
play.
says Spain will beat Argentina 3-2 in July 2026 World Cup final. I know that could just be random, but at the same time, is it a time traveler? Is it a fortune teller? Do we have to bet correct score on this? You got to trust it at this point since it's alive. Isn't that crazy?
What's crazier, that or the picture of Messi and Lamine, the baby? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think I may bet accordingly just because why not? I've lost, I feel like, every other World Cup bet I've made, so why not at this point?
I was hot early. I've gone in a slump. I'm still up overall, but I had Messi anytime goal yesterday. I didn't care though. That was so fun to watch. Take my money. I loved every minute of it, especially the England fans. I think we talked about this on the board, but they're in their lion costumes, their night costumes. They just have to walk out into Atlanta at 5 o'clock and go to the varsity in the middle of Atlanta traffic wearing all that gear with their heads down.
Sat at a Waffle House somewhere in Atlanta in the lion costume.
Hey, speaking of Freddie, he's in Nashville right now. Freddie, the German tourist, he pulled into Nashville today. So he's about to have a heck of a weekend.
Yeah, I'd say so. He should go get one of those $100 buckets with 5 high noons in them. Highly recommend. Also, the Open's going on. I have not been able to keep up very well today because I've been busy. I've had it on as background noise, but I haven't even looked up. I know Rory was 3 over. I believe he birdied 18. What did Scotty do? Lucky, do you have our Open Championship report? I know Scotty wasn't really playing well either early on.
He finished 2 under. He was 3 under on the front, and then I guess he finished +1 on the back. There's a picture of Rory. Then got it up at KS Board. Ball's in the sand, and he's on his knees in the grass.
I actually saw that shot.
And then Bryson, I think, is probably the biggest story of the day, Drew, because he's stunk in the majors, but fired a 3 under today, 2 shots back. Yep.
Yeah.
Bryson make the cut bet. That's going to be easy money. There's been all this talk about him missing cuts in all the recent majors. I knew that streak had to end eventually. I guess he, in theory, could still miss the cut, but he played well. We got Jackson Suber leading like everyone expected, and my guy Sung Jae right behind him. But it's still, it's the Open. They're clumped up. Plenty of golf left for everyone. Did anybody get up early intentionally and watch it, or do you just kind of catch it when it comes on?
Whenever it's on, it's a nice morning watch.
Yeah, I love making that cup of coffee around 7 or so, and then you just turn it on, and they're already really into it. So that typically Saturday, that's one of my favorite cups of coffee of the year when that's on. Just get up, cup of coffee, and turn on the golf. It's a good time.
Here until recently, I used to do the opposite because they tee off at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., depending where they are. I would stay up and then sleep in a little later. Those days are over. So now it's wake up immediately and roll over and turn on the TV and watch it. But it's unique having golf on at that hour. And, last major of the year, we'll have some fun with it. And I don't think JT Poston's going to win, but we got hope. Fleener, you got to figure out the wind. Yeah, I got him at 180-1. You got to bet somebody when they're 180-1. I read a preview that said Poston could compete if he can handle the wind, and I thought, oh, Aaron Fleener, I hope you're throwing your grass. Hope you know your grass tosses over there. But I'm rooting for the boys and a good finish. Still very early, 3 days left, but we got that going on too. Let's get some KS board questions.
I believe we only have one.
Only one. If you had to move to a different country exclusively for 5 years, which country would it be? And you can't take trips back to the U.S. Tyler, I know you already have your answer, so you can go first.
Yeah, it's got to be Italy for me. My husband and I still talk about that maybe one day as a retirement thing. So Italy, you got great food, great wine, beautiful countryside, rail system. You got mountains, countryside, beaches. You got it all. So take me to Italy.
The only time I've left the country, other than an all-inclusive in Mexico, which I would not want to do for 5 years, was to go to the Open at Royal Birkdale, where they are right now. I would not go to Royal Birkdale, but we also did Ireland and Scotland, which I loved. But like an all-inclusive in Mexico, me 5 years in Ireland also could be cut short. So I don't know. I mean, Italy sounds pretty awesome. I've never been. I don't want to just tail your pick there. Maybe Spain. I hear I would like Spain. I'll say Ireland, and we'll just see if I can make it the full 5. But the pubs are fun. I like the pubs.
for me, if it was ever presented as an option, I wouldn't have a choice because my wife would be taking me to Spain.
Nice.
She studied abroad in Spain and loved it. I think to me, it'd probably be like England, Ireland, Drew, just for the golf aspect. I was like, well, if I'm going over here, I'm going to play a lot of golf. So that's probably what I would say. But yeah, I've never, same with Drew. Like, I've been to Mexico, been to Cozumel.
Yeah. Can you imagine 5 years being in those resorts?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
5 days is more than I need.
Oh, it's like Vegas. Could you imagine spending, like, if you went to Summer League to cover Summer League,
Mm-mm.
like, could you imagine spending 2 weeks in Vegas? I couldn't.
What's your
do
maximum
it.
number of nights you'll do in Vegas? Is it 2 or 3?
For my brother's bachelor party, we got there Thursday, left Monday, and that was way too long.
That's
To
too
me,
many.
it's 3. It's 3.
Yeah.
Three's
I think
perfect.
3 is
Three's the
sweet
perfect
spot.
time. Yeah.
Maybe 2 as I've gotten older. Like if I did 3, I would have to work in time at the pool or time at the spa. Like,
Yeah. You
just
could get
time
everything
away.
you want done in 2.
Yeah,
If you want that. But 2, that's a short turnaround to get back on a flight and all of that.
that's true.
I've done a week full speed. I wouldn't recommend that. I think I could stay for a month, but it wouldn't be every night doing crazy. In fact, my last Vegas trip, we would do pool all day, quick nap, nice dinner, and I didn't even gamble one time. We were in bed early and we just repeated. I could do that pretty consistently. Maybe work in a show, but if I'm staying out and gambling and maybe popping in a club and that stuff, three's plenty. But the slow Vegas, as I've gotten older, I didn't know you don't have to stay out all night and just put everything you can find in your body and watch the sun come up. There's actually ways you can go and not do all of that. They have shows. Found out about those on my 15th Vegas trip. So I think I could handle a while at a slower pace. Maybe go see the Grand Canyon. Maybe Kenny Chesney.
This past time we went, back in February, we woke up at 4. We're like, well, what do we do now? Just like kind of mess
Is
around.
that the day you
like,
ran the race?
Yeah. It was like the race wasn't until 5 p.m. Vegas time. So it was like, what are
Oh
we
my
going to do?
gosh, what in the heck do you do all day?
What are we going to do? So like we just started, I guess it was around, 6. We just started walking around. Walking around Vegas. It was a Sunday. Like, no, it was so weird. Like walking around there because no one's really out. Like a bunch of nothing's really open. Really,
See people stumble home.
right? Yeah, like the street sweepers out like at 6 a.m. or whatever. I'm just like, this is weird. We just walked up and down the strip for a couple hours before we went back to get ready for the race.
You all got me wanting to go to Vegas.
I saw a
do we think
movie
it-
in Vegas.
Oh,
I think it was one of the Star Wars. We were trying to kill time before something, and it was one of the winter trips that we did. So you can't go sit by the pool in the winter. So it's like, well, what do you do? It's like, well, I don't really want to go play blackjack again. Spend enough money at the slots. We'll go see a movie. It was fine. There is a movie theater right off the strip, in case you're curious.
There's everything. Anything
Yeah.
you could possibly do, they have somewhere along the strip.
one more board question that I'm making up on the fly, then we'll go our separate ways. We know what the team did in Vegas. Checked out Summer League, little Top Golf, probably a nice dinner, Kenny Chesney. Who do we think had the most fun? We don't have to get into what the fun meant, but who do you think really lived up Vegas the most? Any predictions? We don't have any inside scoop, but
It's got to
Mark
be Big
Paul-
Frank.
Mark Fox strikes me as a big Vegas guy, so
I
he
can
would
see
be
that.
my answer.
I see it. Of the players, they got a little more money now than players used to have. I said this last week on the happy hour. If I'm on that team, I'm telling Milan, we're going to the club and you're getting the table because I know what you got paid. Everything's on you
Heck
tonight.
yeah.
I don't know if they did that,
Brilliant.
but I think Milan has said before he likes a cold beer. He's from Wisconsin, so I bet Milan had a little bit of fun within reason. I'm not saying anybody went out and got too crazy, but with his budget, I could, being a little older, I could see him enjoying
Sharing
Vegas.
the wealth. Yeah. And a big Frank Kepnong. I had the same idea as Stay Hot podcast in the comments. I mean, he just seems like he has a good time.
The whole team in general, I could just see them having a good time at a craps table.
Yeah.
Craps a young man's game.
The ones who are, I think the 5 of them that are of age.
Yeah, just right. Yeah, that's a young man's game. It's a lot of fun. That's speed.
Well, when we were with the team in the Bahamas, they couldn't play craps because Roy Williams was hogging the table. Couldn't get him out of the way.
Oh man.
He and,
Yeah,
Bahamas
he's got Vegas vibes, Roy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tony
for
Barbie
sure.
Tony Barbie liked the tables a little bit too when we were down there.
Slice Rorson made major Vegas vibes.
Yeah, he's got Vegas vibes.
The all Vegas team here. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us on another KSR Happy Hour presented by Country Boy Brewing and Parlor Pizza and Pints, also featuring a patio. We'll be back next week, 4:00, same time. But between now and then, there will be Sources Say. And of most importance, Luckett and Roush will have endless amounts of content, written, podcast, Roush shenanigans, you name it, when they're down in Tampa coming up soon. Luckett, have a great time. We look forward to following the journey. And Tyler, I'll see you on the board.
Sounds good.
Everyone, thanks for watching. Go Cats.